Kike, we were just talking to Dave Roberts, and he was talking about how the injury you dealt with last year was clearly way more severe than I think maybe we knew, maybe you knew. How much better are you feeling just post-surgery, being healthy and ready to get going this year?
A lot better. It was a rough year. The best description that I can put on is like every time I would get in my batting stance, I would feel like I had a blowtorch on, and it was kind of frustrating because there was not much we could do for it, but it's fixed, and I'm glad it's fixed, and feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, what's been the focus for you just as you've been building up and getting ready for the season?
It's basically like spring training, just get the timing back, get the body right and playing shape. Trying to get rid of bad habits that, having a bad front side can cause a lot of bad habits. So, just trying to grind on those things so that, whenever it was time to play again up here, I'll be ready to go, and I feel like I'm ready to go.
Did you re-aggravate it on that diving play, like in the DS?
CS, yeah. I had probably 7 shots through the 2 months that I was on the IL last year, and nothing was really working. And then Dr. Letraj came back from a trip and finally was able to see me, and we did something a little different, and we tried to get the bone to bleed with a needle a little bit so that we can get the bone to heal, and that kind of numbed it out so that I'd be good enough to finish the season. And I was feeling pretty good till that dive that I dove for the ball and landed like 30 feet away from me, and the rest of the way was pretty rough, as we all saw. But I said, this is the best way to go out, blowing out in the World Series. And basically, long story short, I was finally good, and then that play kind of brought me back to where I was on the IL. So, but at that time there was no time to go on the IL, so we just grinded through it.
You were able to make obviously key defensive plays in the World Series. Did you find that it really was more at the plate? That was where it kind of felt like a dead arm, I guess?
No, I wish it was a dead arm, because when pitchers feel a dead arm, they don't feel any pain. It just feels weak, and I wish I felt that. But, I thought, I could still do enough to help our team win. And, game baseball is, it's not just about hitting a homer. It's, I figured that, at times there were some good at-bats in there, and then I knew that what I could do on in left field could be a game changer, and turned out it was.
You knew there was going to be a bill to pay this year, and you had no guarantees of where you would even be. I mean, did that just speak to how much you wanted to win that title and how much you wanted to finish out the season, even not knowing what was going to happen this year?
But to be honest with you, I wasn't planning on going to the IL, and we were playing the Houston Astros here 4th of July on national TV, and after my first at bat, I went back to the dugout and I looked at the iPad and I saw that they put up a stat saying the last 30 games or so I was hitting like .080, and that's when I was like, you know what, I'm not doing myself any favors, I'm not really doing the team any favors by still playing. And that was the day that after the game I went up to Doc's office and I was like, I don't think I can do it anymore. And after that, it was obviously I'm here to win a World Series, and that was the only goal, and I wasn't really thinking about the future. The WBC was creeping up in my head a little bit, but even after the World Series was done and I got an MRI, there was so much swelling and everything that I was given the option to either try to rehab or get surgery, and I left it on my family's and my agent's hands because I didn't really know what to do. And they were all, at the same time, they were like, you try to play through a core injury for 3 years, and then you ended up blowing out the other side, and you ended up getting surgery on both sides. So let's just take care of it right now. And we went into the surgery not really knowing how serious it was going to be, or it was just going to be a cleanup. And I woke up with Letraj telling me this was the worst injury I've ever seen of this kind, and I don't know how you played. And I told him, thank you. I take it as a compliment. And I FaceTime Andrew right then and there, and I told him, Letraj, tell him what you just said. And I was like, I did this for you, so you better bring me back. And Possum took the phone away from me because I was pretty drugged up still, but that's how it went.
How smooth has the rehab process kind of gone for you?
I mean, it was pretty easy because it was just a matter of waiting. I've had other surgeries where the rehab wasn't as easy as this one, but relatively speaking, obviously it took a lot of hard work and discipline, but it was pretty smooth. There was no setbacks. It was the complete opposite. I was, ahead of schedule by a lot. Knowing you're getting surgery in the off season and knowing that you could potentially be out the first half, kind of like mental peace and expecting that and being ready for that kind of helped out, not rushing through things or getting mentally frustrated or anything. And, it all turned out to be somewhat of a blessing with my newborn. I was able to stay at home a little more and help out with the kids. And, trainers did a great job with me and strength coaches, everybody, Dr. Elatrash. It was a team effort.
Are you generally a patient guy, or can you chomp at the bit to get back? Because you were out here every single day, it seemed like.
It depends on which patients you're talking about. Usually no, but I am who I am, and I still wanted to be out here and get rid of my energy somehow, and just let the guys know that even though I'm not playing right now, I'm going through the grind of the season with you guys in a certain way, and I think the most important part was mentally preparing myself to not play the first half, and if everything went smooth, I'd come back ahead of schedule. That'd be amazing. But I was trying to be kind with myself and trying to be as patient as I could be, and understanding that your thing just got connected back on the bone and it's not that simple. So I think I was in so much pain last year that it helped with the patience.
When did you first kind of realize that coming back right when you were eligible was going to be a realistic thing?
Probably when I started swinging and there was no pain, and then the swinging progression went to from twice or three times a week to every other day for the whole week, and then we started a bat speed program, and I wasn't waking up sore or anything like that. That's when I realized, I think I could be back when the time is up, and that's how it worked out.
How much did it hurt to miss the WBC and to be there in the time that you were? How much did that help?
That hurt my soul a little more than I was in pain physically last year, just because I've been, dreaming about playing in the WBC in Puerto Rico since I was 13 years old, and it kind of felt like I got taken away from me. But you gotta find a way of look at positives in life, and I was like, what? This would have sucked a lot more if we lost the World Series and I still didn't get to play the WBC, but we won the World Series, so in a weird way, I would have rather missed the WBC and winning a World Series than getting to fulfill a life dream of playing in Puerto Rico after losing a World Series. So it was a fair trade.
Your appreciation, your enjoyment of this stage of your career, how does that differ from what you experienced maybe early on?
I think probably understanding that I don't have to it didn't feel like I had to rush. It didn't feel like I was going to lose my spot or anything like that. I think that was very key. And then obviously you play the game. I always say that one baseball year is like kind of like cat years. One baseball year is like 7 years in life, with how much you learn with and all the stuff that happens in one season. And I love being here. I love being a Dodger. I love the grind of a baseball season, and these first 2 months were a little bit of a grind. I would say that the worst part about it all was missing spring training for the first time in my entire career was different. But I went to AAA with a different perspective for almost a month, and I had a lot of fun with those guys. They have a great group of guys, and now I'm back with my guys here, and I'm ready to go.
The fact that you've kind of become one of the more emblematic players of this era, do you kind of pinch yourself at all when you I don't know if pinch yourself is necessarily the right term, but usually, right, it's kind of the big superstars that are the guys that kind of get remembered. But my guess is that 10 years from now, 20 years from now, people start naming guys from this team. You're going to be one of the first guys named.
There's awareness. I'm aware of that and all that, but I don't like to sit back and think about it all, because that's when you start thinking about life after baseball and things like that. And for now, I don't want to really take too much time and think about all those things, because I'm getting in that stage of my career where the game's I'm starting to become really old in terms of baseball age. But Yeah, I'm very aware of that, and I feel like it's a responsibility with the city, and not only in terms of just a player, but to me it's doing that as a Latino is very important, especially in this city where it's such a big Latino community, and we're living in some rough times, especially in this city. The last 2 years, it's been a lot of weird things going on. So I take it as a responsibility to not only represent this organization, but the Latino community, the Puerto Rican community, and all that. But for sure, it's something that is very touching to my heart, and I'm aware of, but I don't really give it that much thought.
How has your responsibilities in the clubhouse, you think, have changed? How's your role changed over the years?
In charge of checking guys, that's something that I didn't necessarily have to do that in the past, but
You're a tough love guy?
yeah, I mean, I think guys know that, like, if I'm on them and I'm tough on them, it means that I care a lot about them. That's just how I am in general. Like, if I F with you, I F, but some things haven't changed. I'm still the clown in the clubhouse, and but I understanding that even though you don't feel like the old guy, you're one of the older guys, and sometimes you need to set an example. So that's basically it.